Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. How are you all? Hope everybody's okay and you got on all right with your reflections yesterday. It was a little bit more tricky. Mrs. Lodge made a mistake in one of hers, so I hope you didn't do the same. Great to see that some of you already sent me some of your answers through. So today we're going to be looking at something similar. I'm pressing the wrong thing. I'm going to share my screen with you, as always, to show you my slideshow. That was yesterday's, wasn't it? Let's see if we can get on. Here we go. Right, now, we looked yesterday at reflection and we were reflecting shapes and we were just reflecting the vertice. Can anybody remember what was the vertice or the vertex? Say out loud, what was the vertice? That was where two edges or two lines join. It's a little bit like a corner. And we were plotting those and counting between the mirror line from the vertice to see where those reflections happened. Now today we're going to be doing a similar thing, but we're actually going to use coordinates. So we've got to remember how to read coordinates, because often these are something that we get in a little bit of a muddle with. So I've got here Jen and Toshi. I'm really sorry if you can hear my dog snoring. He's asleep in the lounge. He's a bit of a snorer, so I apologise for any strange background noises. Okay, so here's my map. We've got Jen and Toshi, and they've got a treasure map, and they are looking for some treasure. Now it says T marks the spot. Okay, so before we read any more, I want us to see if we can remember, how do we plot coordinates? So if I was to look at T, how do I do it? So I look at my axes. Now the axes are the numbers. So we've got the horizontal axis, which goes this way. That's our x-axis. And our vertical axis is our y-axis. Now, the right way I always remember it is that if you walk into your house, you have to go along the corridor. So we always have to go along the x-axis before we can go up the stairs. Okay, so we always have to read along this line first before we go up. So that's the way that you read your coordinates. So I'm going to try with my pen again. Here we go. Here's T. All right, and what are the coordinates? Now, whenever we write coordinates down, we always put them inside brackets. So here's my opening bracket. Now, T, I'm going to go along the corridor. So I always start from the 0 point and I go along. So my x-axis coordinate would be 2, because it's 2 along. I'll just handwrite, not great with this pen. And then I put a comma to separate from my next one. And then I go up the stairs. So I go 1, 2, 3 up the stairs. So for T, my coordinates are 2. I've lost my cursor. There it is. 2, 3. Okay, and then I'm going to close my bracket. So T at the moment is plotted at 2, 3. Now let's go back to what Jen is saying. T marks the spot. We've worked out the coordinates, 2, 3. But the real location of the treasure is the reflection of point T in line L. Now, this is actually telling us this line here, look, line L is our reflection line. And we've got to reflect it over the other side, and that's going to give away where the treasure is. Now, this is the same as we did yesterday with our vertices. So how many squares away from the axis line is T? It's 1, 2, 3. So that means we go the same on the other side. So we go 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And this would be where I would mark T, and I could call it T1 or TA, whatever you want to call it. Now, we've then got to write the coordinates for T1. So remember the rule, we've got to go along the x-axis first. So we start at 0 and we're going to go along and we get to 8. You see here, we've got 8. So it is 8 across, and then I'm going to separate with my comma. And I'm going to think, right, how many am I going to go up? 1, 2, 3. The same as the first one, isn't it? Because the height is the same. So my coordinates for T1 are 8, 3. Okay, so these are a little bit, it's not just asking for the coordinates, it's asking for the reflected coordinate. So this is just the question again. I made the map a little bit larger. So what are the true coordinates? We've worked that one out. We said that was at 8, 3. Now the second part, it says there is a secret cave at the reflection of the coordinates 6, 8. What are the coordinates of the secret cave? So here we go. We've 6, 8. So we're going, starting at 0, we're going along 6, and then we're going to go up 8. And that's already marked on the map, look. But it says this isn't where the secret cave is. The secret cave is at a reflection of that coordinate. So this is 1 away from our reflection line because it's using L. So we need to go 1 away on the other side. Ooh, that's a funny dot, isn't it? So our secret cave, what are the coordinates this time? We're going along the corridor first. So we're going along to 4, and then we're going up 8. So our reflection of those coordinates are 4, comma, oh, here's my funny writing, 8. So that's where the secret cave is kept, because it's at the reflection of that initial 1. All right, so here we go. This is our think together for you to have a little try. So if you've got a piece of paper and a pencil, go and grab it, and then you can have a go at this together before I give you the answers. Now, the question says, Max marks 3 points with counters. Okay, so he's got point A, point B, and point C. Now, Aki reflects the points in the mirror line. So look, the mirror line again is marked with L. Not sure why they use L, but that's just what they've done. There's our mirror line. So what are the coordinates for each reflected point? So let's start with A. So Max has put A, giving you the coordinate here. Look at 2, 3. So he's gone along 2 and up 3. Now, it's 1 away from the mirror line. So we need to go 1 away from the mirror line on the other side. So here we go, just here. So Aki's counter, let's now read the coordinate. There's a few different parts to this. You've got to be careful you don't get confused. So you count how many away from the mirror line. You then plot it on. And then the last step, let's find the coordinates. So we're going to start at our 0. We're going along the corridor, along our x-axis. We go along 2. So mine is going to, I'm going to put it at 2, comma, and then how many am I going up? 1, 2, 3. That's where Max's is. 4, 5. And look, we can check it there. So it's 2, 5. Now, I think if I've done this right as well, so that's what I would write. I think our answer is going to be. Let's see if I've done this right. Oh, I've written the answer in wrong. Oh, that's not very good, is it? Let's get rid of that. So that should be a 5, shouldn't it? Mrs. Lodge stopped. What was the mistake I made there? I added those in before I did this recording. I put them on the slideshow, but I put the 4. That's showing the mirror line, isn't it? That's not showing the reflection. So actually, I've written the correct answer on this side. So there, this one wasn't right. We need to cross out that 4, don't we? And actually, the correct answer is 2, 5. Let's hope I've got the other ones right. You've got to be watching. Make sure you've worked them out. So have a go yourself at doing B. Maybe you might want to pause the video and have a try at B and C. And then I'm going to give you the answers on here. So give me a pause. Okay, so hopefully you've unpaused me now and you've had a try. Now B, I've counted at 2 away from the mirror line. So 1, 2. This is where my B would be. All right, so my coordinates for this one would be 3, 6. Did you get the same one? Hope you got the right answer. Now, what about C? Now, C confuses people sometimes because they're like, oh, watch out. C is up here. But all it means is that you just reflect the other way. So you still count to the mirror line. We go 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go to the mirror line. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. I'll just go in the other direction. The reflection of C comes down here. So hopefully I've got this as 7, 1. Yes, there we go. Got that one right this time. So 7, 1. So the coordinates for A should be 2, 5, B, 3, 6, C, 7, 1. All right, now sometimes you have to do a whole shape, but they want all the coordinates as well. So pause the video and have a look at it in a minute. And once we've had a look at this shape. So here we've got a rectangle that's been drawn and it's got points A, B, C, and D. And they've written next to them the coordinates for each point. So A is at 8, 7. B is at 8, 4. C is at 3, 4. And D is at 3, 7. Now here's our mirror line. And you've got to reflect this rectangle over the mirror. So let's start. I'm going to help you and start off. So I would always start with point A. And it's 1, 2 away from the mirror line. So 1, 2. Here would be point A, just there, my funny splodge. Now, and then you'd work out the coordinates. So it's 8 across, So if that's 8, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 8, 10, I think this one here is 8, whoopsie. It's quite tricky working with this with my funny mouse. Is 8, 11. Right, have a go then. Pause the video and have a go at putting the dots in, drawing the rectangle and writing the coordinates. See you in a minute. Okay, so hopefully if you're back, oopsie, wait a minute, Mrs. Rogers just plopped that in the wrong place. I am now going to add in where they should be. They're a bit faded on here, so it's a bit harder to see. So I'm going to get my pointer back and my pen. So I've already plotted here A, which we did a minute ago. Now, I find it easy then to think, well, look, between A and B, there's 1, 2, 3 squares. So I would go 1, 2, 3, and that there would be B1. Okay, and the same from here, look, between A and D, and they're the closest ones to the mirror line, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. So you kind of get to start to feel the shape being drawn correctly, because you can see that they're going to be directly above or below, depending which way you're going, the other coordinates and the other points, or the other vertices. We should talk about this one. Now again, there's 3 squares, so 1, 2, 3, and that's my final point, that's C1. Now, this is where it's going to be a bit dodgy. Mrs. Dodge is going to try and join it up to make the rectangle. Now, a common mistake that people make here is that they end up, so this should be A at this one here. And what they end up with is the A and the D up here. You've got to remember that if you were to fold that piece of paper, that they can meet. If you can do this on a piece of paper, it's a really good idea. So you use your mirror line as like your folding line, and then you can really see if they match the points, then they should be in the right place. So here are the coordinates for those ones. So A should be at 8, 11. B should be at 8, 14. C should be at 3, 11. And D should be at 3, 14. Did you get them right? Hope so. So here's your work for today. You're going to be doing this exactly the same in your Power Maths books, reflection with coordinates. So work your way through, do it really carefully, make sure that you're thinking about that mirror line being like a folded line. Have you got them all in the correct place? And see if you can even get onto the challenge. It's quite a tricky one today, but even if you don't, please have a go at the reflect at the end, and make sure that you send me some photos of your work as well. That would be great. All right, have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye.